Hi, it's Ms.Alexzander. I'm coming back with my Christmas yarn haul, all the yarn that I got for Christmas. I got some like as a belated birthday gift and for Christmas. Pretty much all of it is Hedgehog Fibers yarn, except for like 2 skeins that I got for free. I have no idea what I'm going to do with those. I also don't have any idea what I'm going to do with this yarn. I think I only have like 1 or 2 projects planned. Please ignore the ruffling because I did already put it all into bags because it's all natural fibers. I'm a little bit of a stickler about that now because I don't want like moths and like bugs getting into my yarn, which I keep seeing on like different like Facebook pages and like threads that like that's a big problem for people. So ignore the baggies. But let's start with these. Yes, these are large baggies. I got 4 of these, which is Alpaca DK of the Hedgehog Fibers. And the color is Squid, which I think is super pretty. There's a lot of, I noticed, variation in these skeins, which I think is super cute. If I can get it out. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these. Hopefully it's enough for a project. I tried to get quantities where it would at least be enough for like 1 project because I am criminal with not buying enough fucking yarn for a certain type of project, and I am over that era in my life where I'm not buying enough fucking yarn for each project, and it like gets on my nerves because I hate when you're like 80 or 90% done and you're going to finish that project like that day and then you run out of yarn. Oh, this is another one that I got. I took these out of baggies because I was using them today, yesterday, same thing. But these are the Hedgehog Fibers Merino Aran, and this is Firefly, which is super pretty. Sorry. I'm looking for the cake that I had. Apparently I didn't grab it. Maybe no, okay, it's right here. I just caked this up and I think it's super pretty. Actually, I actually got this and I didn't think it was gonna like it that much, and then I caked it up and I'm like, it's so pretty. I already started using it for one of my projects because I had like a random Aran of this one, which is was like a potluck one, so it was like a random color and I didn't know what to do with it, so I'm like, let me just use it for this miscellaneous project. I love those. What else? I'm like, let me just separate these. I got 6 of these. This is the Merino DK. These are all different types. So which ones are these? These are the deep end, which I think I have in 2 different types now. I think I have these in skinny singles also, but I have 6 of these, which for 200 meters, I feel like it should be enough for a project. Sorry, my nails are kind of in the way, but I also really like the variation, how it's like blue and purples. A lot of this yarn is blue. If you haven't noticed, blue is my favorite color. You can tell by my wall, literally everything is blue. But I think these are so freaking pretty, and I'm thinking I'm probably gonna make a sweater with these. I think that's my plan. I'm not sure. I might do maybe like a pair of shorts because I keep seeing people, I thought it was like kind of a trend where people were making like the wraparound shorts. I made 1 pair of wraparound shorts and they were way too large. Like way too large. So I have this issue when I make things where they're either too small or too big, which is completely my fault. Nobody else's. Like, it's not the pattern's fault. Like, I crochet, like I sew, like I'm just now like starting to get into knitting, like trying to knit. And I've noticed that like me and Positive Ease are like mortal fucking enemies. Like, we hate each other. We do not go together. Okay. I do not like, I have a very bad relationship with Positive Ease. I like a lot of my things to be like tight, like my shirt. So like with a lot of these garments, like they don't have stretch. So like that's not possible. Like, that's just not how it works. But in my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, this is 34 inches, so I should make my sweater 34 inches. Ma'am, I can't get that on if it's 34 inches. My shoulders can't fit that. So it's just, my brain is like, no. But I'm like, it's right though. But it's so wrong. It's so wrong. These are the other deep ends I was talking about. This is the same color. It's just a different type of yarn. These are the skinny singles. I got 4 of these. These are 366 meters, which in my opinion, I've got 4 of them. That should be more than enough. I think for like a sweater or like a skirt, I make a lot of sweaters. That's pretty much what I make, and just miscellaneous things like stuffed animals and stuff. But I think these are really pretty, and I'm looking forward to using them. You'll see some chunky yarn and then some really small yarn. That's because, like, for the longest time, I've been in my small yarn era. And when I mean small, like, in my last, like, super long video, there's one sweater that I showed that I was working on, and I'm using a 2.75 millimeter hook on that to make a sweater using sock yarn, which is criminal. Most people will not do that, but it doesn't bother me. I don't care. I could give a fuck less. So it's kind of like, I'm back and forth. Like, I forgot how quick projects work up with chunky yarn. Like, I used to be a chunky yarn girly. Like, you couldn't tell me shit about thin yarn. Now I've crossed over. So it's a dilemma. I also got one of these. These are sock yarn. So I got one of these. That's because I bought 3. And then I was like, let me just buy another one. Because they're 400 meters. That's still a lot. 1,200 like of sock yarn. For me, on average, I can make a sweater out of that. So I was like, let me just buy another one because I don't want to run out when I start to finish my project. And I've also had different yarns where they're like go out of stock or they discontinue it. So like if I choose to not work on something for like a long time, like the sweater that I was just talking about that I'm making out of sock yarn, I put that project down for 4 or 5 months. So if that's a habit, I want to make sure I have enough for the whole project. I also bought 2 more of these, which I also showed in my last video. And I'm sure that you can tell. So I only had 2 because that's all they had on the Hedgehog Fibers website. So Wool & Company is like one of my favorite places to buy yarn. Like, I religiously buy yarn from them. Like, we're locked the fuck in. Like, it used to be where I used to live. So I would go to their physical store and I'd buy my yarn. So now that I'm like, I don't live there anymore. So I have to order it all from online. And I was so sad because I thought I wasn't going to get it in time for Christmas. But look at how different these skeins are. It doesn't really bother me because like I could always use this for like the back panel and then like probably this top of the shoulders or the ribbing. So I don't really care. But these are the 2 that I got from Wool & Company. And then these are the ones I got from Hedgehog Fibers. So they are drastically different. So I think I'm going to have to alternate the skeins on that, which I am not excited for. And then the last of the yarn that I got was these ones, which are more of the Aran weight, the Merino Aran. I got 7 of these. And this is Wool & Company exclusive. So thank you. Hi. Good morning. But I got 7 of these, and I've already used 3 of them to make a sweater. Yes, you're looking at me. It's okay. I already started, and I've gotten this much done. This took me like 2 days worth of work, and I did not think that it was going to be that quick, but I hate it because this slope is so intense. But I already caked it up, and I really like it. I think it's super pretty. It's like a blue color. And I'm living for it because, you know, obviously blue's my favorite color. The other 2 that I got, I almost forgot about these. These are not the same. These are not the same brand, but I got these for free because they were doing some sort of giveaway with the pattern, and they're what is it? They're lace. I'm pretty sure they're baby alpaca and Surrey alpaca lace weight, I'm pretty sure. And in the color juniper, these are blue sky fibers, prairie fingering, which are super pretty. I love these. This kind of goes with some of the Black Friday yarn that I got that in the same color, so I'm kind of excited to crack these open. But thank you for coming and looking at all this yarn that I bought that I now have to plan projects for, which gives me a little bit of anxiety because I have tons of different like yarn that it's already stashed, and I'm like, it stresses me out because I'm like, I want to use up my stash, but then I also want to buy more yarn, and then I went on a yarn buying ban for like 7 months, and then I bought all of this yarn, so now I'm like, what am I gonna do? But stressful dilemmas. But thank you for coming and watching me, you know, look at all this yarn that I have to figure out what to do. If you have any suggestions or patterns, please leave them in the comments for me because I'm fucking stuck.